Hey guys, sorry back. This video is for Sculptlife. Trying to help him improve his arena rank in the ship category. Right now, Sculptlife is currently at 223. He is running a Tarkin lead with Jedi Counselor, Biggs, Wedge, Scimitar, and Ahsoka Tano. Is in his primary. I cannot see what he's running in his backup. But I am going to tell him a few things. So Sculpt, here we go, buddy. Okay, first glaring thing I see is you're running all light side ships with the exception of the Scimitar with a dark side commander. Tarkin's a great ship. He brings a lot to the table. His mass, really what he brings is his mass attack, his strafe run, Imperial Assault. Okay, it's devastating, but you got to be able to get there, and you got to be able to get there with some people left, because right now you're Tarkin. I looked on swgoh.dg, and Tarkin's at gear 8. That's cool. You can run it with gear 8. But your ships aren't the best in the world right now, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to give you some pointers here, bud, to hopefully get you over the hump to help you out. Now, in your inventory of ships, I'm looking at a couple different things. One, you might be using TIE Advanced in your backup, but at 4 stars, it's still viable, extremely viable. So I'm going to put together a team for you that I would like to see you try, at least. Alright, you don't have to go by your power. Simply for the fact that ship power really doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. It helps, don't get me wrong, but it's not the end-all be-all of fighting. So what I'd like you to consider is you need survivability at this point. You need to be able to get down your shots. I'm going to tell you what you need. But what I would do if I was you, I'd tell you who to farm, who to improve on. Alright, so first thing first. Home 1. Home 1 should be your capital ship, for the simple reason of its healing ability. And some of the ships that you currently run in your strongest are rebel ships. Alright? So band together. Whenever an ally attacks out of turn, they have a 27% critical damage, and they gain protection up for 2 turns. This bonus is doubled for rebel allies, Biggs and Wedge. Alright, and then reinforcements gain advantage for 1 turn. The other big thing is deal physical damage to target enemy and call a random ally into assist. That assist is going to feed home 1 turn meter. It's going to do more damage, and it's going to give you more protection. Survivability. Defiant Volley. Deal special damage to all enemies and call up to 2 buffed allies to assist. So you never use this until you have 2 buffed allies. And then you call in 2 buffed allies to assist. You gain protection. You get more damage. And you're also feeding turn meter to your home ship. The Master Plan. They gain 30% turn meter in Master Plan. It resets all their cooldowns. This will help you greatly. Then you have Seize the Advantage. Dispel all debuffs on target ally that recovers 35% health and 35% protection. All other allies gain advantage for 2 turns. So home 1 should be your capital ship. Alright. You should bring Biggs Darklighter into your... He's the best tank for ships in the game, hands down, bar none. Okay? Your Biggs Darklighter is currently at 6 stars. Completely fine. But the big thing with Biggs is deal physical damage to a target enemy and inflict offense down for 2 turns. Call in an ally to assist. More damage. When you call in this ally, always call in Wedge. Simply for the fact of Wedge is a rebel. He's going to get that double bonus. It's going to help you out. Alright, hit the mark. His basic deals physical damage to a target enemy and inflicts target lock for 2 turns. We're going to go over why target lock is so important for a Biggs team. Okay. His unique Biggs' X-Wing recovers 35% protection and taunts for 1 turn whenever an enemy becomes target locked. So ships that do target lock help Biggs survive longer and longer. He does that on his basic. Next ship you're going to bring in is your TIE Advanced. For one reason only. Well, 2 reasons. But the main reason is his basic. Deal physical damage to a target enemy and inflict target lock for 2 turns. This attack can't be resisted or evaded. So every time he attacks, he is putting on target lock, which is taunting, saving the rest of your team, and recovering Biggs' damage. Then the other big thing is inflict evasion down and ability block for 2 turns. And if they are target locked, dispel all buffs and remove 100% turn meter. That is huge. Say if you're going up against another Biggs and they go against a team that's just constantly putting up target lock and you can't get through it, and you got somebody really close to dying, right here you have a dispeller. On this team, you're going to have 2 dispellers on this team, and it's going to help you out a lot. Okay? Next one you'll be bringing in, Wedge Antilles. Okay? Wedge Antilles, his basic, deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict damage over time for 2 turns on a critical hit. Just more damage. His unique, Wedge's X-Wing gains 25% turn meter whenever he attacks out of turn. It's going to feed him. So when you call him in to assist with your Biggs, he's going to get 25% turn meter. He's going to feed turn meter to home 1. He's going to get that double bonus. And then his Eyes of the Breach. Do physical damage to a target enemy. Deal 10% additional damage for each detrimental effect on that target. So you basic attack, you put up a couple of those red dots, you get target lock on a character, and bam. You're going to inflict major damage. And inflict 3 damage over time effects for 2 turns if the target is locked. Or if you have target lock. Just more damage for him. Higher it's going to be. So right now you have the home 1. You have Biggs, your TIE Advanced, and Wedge. That gives you 2 more spots. Who I'd like to see you put in that second spot is Ahsoka Tano. Alright, Ahsoka Tano's basic. Deal physical damage to a target enemy and with 70% chance to gain evasion up for 2 turns. Makes her last longer. Target ally, grant another random ally evasion up for 2 turns. Survivability. Her special. Deal physical damage to the target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. This ability's cooldown is reset whenever an enemy reinforces. So every time somebody brings in a backup, it's going to reset automatically. So if you can take out 1 guy, 2 guys, use this, strip the tank, take down somebody with low health, they bring in a backup, bam, it's automatically reset. And then the turnabout. If Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Starfighter does not have any buffs, it gains offensive up for 2 turns and 15% other turn meter. Otherwise, It loses all status effects, but at the cost of recovering 70% of its protection. So if she does not have anything up on her, she'll get the offense up. But she puts evasion up on herself, so you're going to take that away to put on the protection. So you got to know when to use it. You're a smart guy. You know when. And for your 5th and final spot, I would like to see you put in Plo Koon Starfighter. Now, this ship was used a lot early in the game, and it's not a lot now, but it can help you out greatly. Okay? His basic, deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 70% chance to gain speed up. The more you go, the more damage you do. And if they're target locked, which you have 2 people on your team that can target lock, alright, you're going to grant allies speed up for 2 turns. Alright, is special. Target ally taunts for 2 turns. If that ally is Republic, dispel all debuffs on them and grant them protection up for 2 turns. You can put it right on Biggs. Right on Pigs. Automatic taunt. Since you don't have another ship that could grant you target lock that is really viable right now, this will help you get that protection up and that taunt right on the Biggs. It'll help them out. Then your crew bonus here, all allies gain 35% turn meter. Clone allies gain tenacity up for 1 turn, and Jedi allies gain protection recharge in 2 turns. This is going to play into your backups. That's why I have him in your lineup. Okay, so your main squad is going to be Home 1, Ahsoka Tano, Plo Koon, TIE Advanced, and Biggs and Wedge. There's your 5. Now, in your backup, your first backup is going to be the Scimitar. It's your strongest ship. It's a great ship. But don't start with it in your starting lineup, because it might take a while for Biggs to get that taunt up. They're going to target the Scimitar 100% of the time. They're going to take it out before it can even do anything for you. So it always should be your first backup. So when your first backup comes in, let's just go over this for you real quick. Basic is the Dread Cannons, deal physical damage to a target enemy. If the Scimitar is stealth, removed 80% of turn meter and loses stealth. Alright. The unique stealth allies have 32.5% offense. In addition, whenever enemy reinforces, the Scimitar inflicts target lock on them for 2 turns. So you still got Biggs. Somebody comes in. They bring in a couple reinforcements. Boom. It also gives you buffs on your team when he uses his mass stealth. So you can call in Home 1's big attack, and you don't have to worry about having enough people with buffs to help out. But as soon as you bring him in, you're going to use Slip Through. Target ally gains protection up and retribution for 2 turns, and all other allies gain stealth for 2 turns. Put that on Biggs. You bring him in, boom, Biggs, right away. Every time he attacks out of turn, because of Home Run, you get the Home 1, you get the Rebel bonus. You're feeding turn meter to Home 1. And with a critical hit, and he's going to get more critical hit damage, he's going to put target lock on, and he's going to give himself back protection. Scimitar's a great ship in the first slot of defense. The next ship for what you got, Jedi Consular. He works well with Plo Koon. Okay. His basic, deal physical damage to the target enemy with 70% chance for defense down. And then he grants another enemy defense down with target lock. Okay. His guarded assault, deal special damage to a target enemy and call an ally to assist. If able, Jedi Consular Starfighter, and the assisting ally gain protection up. You want that to be Biggs or Wedge. They're rebels. They get the bonus from Home 1. And then target ally recovers 54% protection If that ally is Republic, they recover an additional 25% protection. So you can essentially put up to 79%. Any Republic ship. So he's survivability. That's why he's your second call-in. Now your third call-in is the Umbaran Starfighter. Okay? So, with the Umbaran Starfighter, next time there's a credit heist, or if you have the extra credits laying around right now, take 5s to 85. Put some cheap mods on them. Anything extra 5-star you got, put on them. Or 5 dot. Anything 5 dot, just put right on him. Doesn't even matter. But it'll help his attacks and ships. But the reason you're going to call him in is because Ahsoka Tano might be gone. TIE Advance might be gone at this point. You need another Dispeller. Anything that you come in with target lock, he uses his basic, deal physical damage to the target enemy with a 100% chance to inflict offense down and defense down for 2 turns. And if he's target locked just on a basic, and with all the extra special moves you have that can call on people to assist, dispel all positive status effects on target. You should also still have Jedi Counselor in there. He can bring him in. Alright? You get health up, protection up. And he is also very good if Biggs is gone and you don't have a tank in there, and the Scimitar goes to stealth, make him the one that does not get stealth. Because with all those target locks you're going to have flying around, he can dispel. It's going to help you out a lot. Then the reckless piloting, whenever the Umbaran Starfighter attacks, it gains 20% turn meter, and the target gains 25% turn meter. That kind of goes against you, but when you have him having retribution, he's going all the time. And his crew inflict target lock for 2 turns on a target enemy, can't be resisted, and deal physical damage to each target locked enemy. Excuse me. So say you bring in the Umbaran and you got target lock everywhere. He can come in with his missile pods, and just everybody with target lock is gonna take that damage. And it's gonna be devastating. So there's the ships. The order you should put them in. Alright. So your goal right now is get Biggs to 7 stars. He can be found in Galactic War. He can be found in the ship shipments. Alright. TIE Advanced. Anytime it pops in the ships, buy it. Same thing with this. Same thing with the Scimitar. Anytime it pops, buy it. Now, I'm not telling you to buy it all at once, but pick one ship. Because you want to save for the Zeta mats. I understand that. You're farming a couple characters out of there. Pick one ship. So say you're working on the Scimitar. Every time that pops, buy it. When you see the TIE Advance, though, you have to buy it. You have to buy the TIE Advance. It's very, very rare. Alright? And the same thing on Umbaran Starfighter. The only other ship I would tell you to work on currently, without going to extreme in here, is the Slave One. Slave One will help you out. You could replace Plo Koon with that. You could replace the Umbaran Starfighter with it. But for now, just focus on those main ships. So those are who you want. You get that squad up. That is mostly that is mostly light side ships. You can take those same ships in to get your home one to that next star count. Okay? It's going to help you out a lot with those ships. Just those ships minus the Scimitar, you're running all light side. And it's a good lineup. Alright? Don't worry about gearing your tunes. Worry about farming the stars. Alright? So, number one priority is bigs. Get him to 7. There's a big jump in protection from 6 to 7 stars. He's an easy farm. Wedge is already 7 stars. Tai Advanced and Scimitar, get out of the ship fleets. Ahsoka Tano, Jedi Counselor. Plo Koon and a Barn Starfighter. Get to those last, especially Plo Koon. You can put him off for right now. Everybody else is farming a lot of Galactic War. It just rotates and it's going to take some time. But if you're farming somebody out of Galactic War, pick away at them at ships. But what I do, just so you can see, is when I go into my shipments, now if I'm farming a guy out of Galactic War, that's it. But I only buy one thing out of Galactic War. So every time it pops, I can buy something different. Unless I'm buying a character. But I need the Joseph Spy Starfighter. I'm not going to buy it though. Because I bought the Jedi Consular. He's my focus right now. Close to getting him to 7 stars. If my game ever loads, you can see it. But I wouldn't buy both of them because the next time it pops, Jedi Consular might still be there, and I've just wasted an opportunity to fill them out with Galactic War currency. Alright? And then in the ships, same thing. The ones, like I am farming the Gauntlet Starfighter. Okay? So I just buy that. That's it. And then if I'm farming Ahsoka Fulcrum Tana and she pops because that's the only place I can get her, I also buy her, but just do one at a time. Just like I told you with Gearing Sculpt, one at a time. You'll be very, very pleased with the results. Okay? So in your ships, when you go into Cantina, try it out. Try the team out. So I'm going to set up my team, how your team should go. Just so you can see it on the screen. For you, Tai Advanced, Biggs, Wedge. Ahsoka Tano, Plo Koon, first backup, Scimitar, second backup, Jedi Consular, third backup on Barn. That's how your ship lineup should work, with the home one ready to roll. Alright buddy, I hope this helped. Sorry to bore you for 23 minutes, but it's way easier doing it this way than trying to do it over game chat. If you got any problems, questions, concerns, anything, man, you know where I am. I'm always glad to help. If anybody else would like this done for them, let me know and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Alright, you guys rock. Best guild in the world. Keep it up.